Welcome back to Reviewcade. Spooky, spooky skeleton murder and death and carnage with Andrew and Nick. Welcome back to that. What an intro.
Maybe the best intro ever.
Oh man, I know for a fact that people will be watching this episode and immediately get chills down their spine from my ghoulish sounding voice.
Yes.
At the beginning of this episode.
Indeed.
Now they're all okay because of my warm and welcoming version of my voice. But don't make me break out the spooky Halloween voice. Woo!
Do you think there's ever anybody in the history of the world who was terrified of that voice?
I'm sure there are small children out there.
Outside of children. I mean, do you think, like, anybody over the age of 13 was like, oh my god, it's a guy, using some sort of a vibrato with his voice.
It'd be great to see a 30, 40 something just like lose their absolute mind over that. Oh god, and like puking out of fear.
I like how you said that as I was chainsawing everything in half. He was making that like oh god face.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I really need to find help. Holy shit. No. Ah. I am... Thank God.
This is a very, I would say this isn't the nicest mall I've ever seen.
No.
seems to me that
Stranger Things mall looks fucking nicer than this one.
I don't know.
Fuck!
It's a pretty okay space. Like, I could see a JCPenney in here.
Maybe a Sears.
Definitely
not a Target, because that's just too fucking classy.
Too classy. Too classy to put a Target in a mall like that.
Yeah.
But a Sears or JCPenney, sure. Why not?
Actually, speaking of Target, like, the mall that I used to work at in Virginia, when I used to work at a jewelry store there, it used to have a movie theater, and they took it out and they put a Target in there. And it was just like, I've never seen the amount of people go to a mall drop so fast since they took that movie theater out and put a Target in there. I mean, I also took out a bunch of other stuff, but like, Jesus, like it was like a ghost town after that, pretty much.
So in my hometown, there were basically three different, not malls, but three different kind of locations to go to the movies.
Okay.
And one of them was called Seahome Village. Another one was Sunset Plaza, I think. I can't remember if it was Sunset Plaza or Sunset. It was Sunset something. And then there was Bellis Fair. Bellis Fair was like the main movie theater where all like the big bigs went. Sunset was sort of the like middle ground, some of the big ones, but not always. And then Seahome Village was like
last rung?
Not last rung, but it definitely didn't get like all of the best. Even though I do remember it got the Star Wars movies and it got the Batman movies. So like it had its moments, right?
Yeah.
They got lucky. Well, they opened up a brand new place, like a movie center, like a place where movies are to be watched. Good Lord. This guy is a beefy boy.
It's a beefy boy, and the weak spot is a turret. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, it's a pain in the ass, as you were saying. Man, this is not fucking easy.
This is easy mode. So this movie theater, it's like the Cineplex or something like that, has so many screens that it basically killed all of the other movie theaters in the area. Like none of them could like match the sheer volume of films that could be shown there.
Right.
So all of them shut down. And the movie theater, the big movie theater that was originally there, Bellis Fair, was converted into a Chipotle.
Really?
A Chipotle!
That's been a big ass Chipotle.
That is a huge... Well, I mean, they didn't use all of this. They could have used they could have put a couple like restaurants in that area.
Yeah.
But they like took the entire lobby and converted it into a Chipotle. And this is like a full movie theater lobby. Like full movie theater lobby.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So
Jesus.
converting a movie theater into a Chipotle. That's definitely an interesting step.
Was that one of the more sad conversions? Because like a sign of like, oh, this thing that was once here for like a while is now converted into this.
Yeah, I mean, like it was something that I grew up with in my hometown. Like I was used to seeing, I was used to being like, okay, well, they're not showing the movie at this location, but they are showing it at this location, so we should go to that one so that we can go see it. Oh, well, does it have a good... Like, we had to choose between 3 different movie theaters to go to. And now it's like, you can only go to the Cineplex for your movies.
Yeah. Yeah, for me...
Oh, a dildo.
That's
a doom-do.
No, that's a Doc Johnson of Doom right
Good
there.
Lord.
Oh, I left over the thing I needed to grab. For me, in Syracuse, there was a few things. Jesus. Oh, I'm falling now. So, mostly there was... What the hell? Why? I feel like I grabbed that thing, but I don't know how.
It's going up and down. So if you grab it at its apex, see, like it's really low right now.
Yeah. Good catch.
Hell yeah.
No, so for me, the first one was it was a movie theater as well. It was called the Calet Genesee, and it got bought or sold, I should say, and turned into a Pep Boys. And this was a theater that now here's the angering part.
Weird as shit. Turned it into a fucking Pep Boys.
But here's the thing: they before they turned into the Pep Boys, they were told like, "Hey, it's not going to succeed," and they're like, "We don't care. We're turning this into a Pep Boys."
Oh.
And it like went out of business. Like it just didn't last that long. People were pissed because like get rid of this like really old classic theater for a fucking Pep Boys that lasted a few years. Like, you know, it was angering for a lot of people in the city. And then the other one for me personally, so growing up there was just a bunch of different there was just a bunch of different arcades growing up. It was weird. Like growing up in Syracuse in the 90s during the arcade era was like you would have one arcade and then that arcade would go away, but another one would pop up. So it's kind of like, you know, when one like a Hydra, except it's like when one head, you know, gets cut off, or in this case, a Chuck E. Cheese goes out of business, a Sports Center 2000 grows in its place, and when a Sports Center 2000's head gets cut off and it goes out of business, a Funscape opens in its place. Now, Funscape was the shit because Funscape was the one arcade I remember outside of the small one in the mall called Cyber Station. It was 2 stories of arcades. So the first level was basically 2 things. It was indoor golf, which is I did that once with my dad, and it's huge.
Yep. Indoor regular golf.
Mini golf.
Golf. You went and played some golf. Golf.
Yeah. So there was that. It had also on the first floor. Jesus.
Hey.
I hate this thing.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Satan Christ? Help! Ammo!
It also had on the first floor, it also had a, God damn it.
Hey, cutie.
Oh, it's going red.
I want to give you hugs.
Yeah!
Yeah! Oh, wee!
It had an indoor 3D roller coaster.
Oh, jeez, another one.
An indoor 3D roller coaster, which was basically like, okay, when I say indoor 3D roller coaster, it had the one that looked like a little blender, whatever you sat in, and it just went up and down. But it also had the theater version. It's like when you go like to Disney World or Disneyland, it had like those shows, and the seat, it was like a whole, you know, rows by rows of chairs moved. It was, I went on one of those one time. It was a mine car one, and it was fun as hell. And then, of course, you had the arcade games. The first level was all games where you could win tickets. And then the second floor also had games that were like, you gave tokens, like, but they were all fighting games mostly. You had your Tekkens, your Mortal Kombats, and stuff like that. And it had a huge ass laser tag arena. This is all in one building.
Jesus.
And it like went, I don't know if it went out of business or whatever. Oh, and also it had a movie theater attached to it as well. So you had all those things, all those great things. And I don't know if it went out of business or just sold, but they basically turned into a giant base. I think it's still the largest car dealership in the city. It's called Driver's Village.
Hey, little kids growing up, they're like, oh, I remember there used to be an arcade here, but there's a car dealership.
Yeah.
Let's go get a car.
Well, also, like, the area that it was in was part of a mall. It was called Pencan Mall, and that mall had been, like, out of commission for, like, years. Like, it was, like, one of the, I think it felt, I could be wrong, but it felt like it was, like, one malls that just went away. It was, like, because there was a couple other bigger malls that just, like, people were like, I'm not going to drive to Camillus and go to the Camillus Mall, which is small, or Pencan or whatever, because they would go to the bigger ones. But, yeah, that was sad when I found out they're like, oh, they're closing Funscape. Wait, what's going in there? Oh, it's a car dealership? Oh, great. Just what I fucking want.
Did you ever have, growing up, those places where... Oh, wait, there's an armored thing down there.
Where?
Go down, to your left. To your left.
Left.
To your right. Yeah, down there. Okay, no. Floor below it. Yeah,
Good
baby. Did you ever have one of those, like... I mean, I know it as tube time, but like basically ball pits with like, it was like an indoor area with like ball pits and slides and like the, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know how
it was called. I don't know if you had it in Washington, but it was called, at least in Syracuse, it was called Discovery Zone.
They had tube time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Discovery Zone
time.
Discovery Zone had a very small arcade, but it was like a giant jungle gym with
it's all
pits.
jungle gym, ball pits, and obstacle course and all that shit.
Dude, my friends and I would it was great because it was so big that they had those, places, those little bouncy...
No. That's the way you came from.
Those little bounce houses, but they were huge. But they were secluded, so you would go, like, deep within this, like, jungle gym, and it felt like it was, like, underground. It kind of felt like Fight Club for kids, and we would just be
Beat the shit out of each other?
Yeah! It would literally be the three of us, and it was... Because the thing was, it had the netting, so you could climb it, and it was so high. It must have been, like, almost 10 feet of netting or whatever. And we would climb to the top and jump off it and jump onto each other, and it was just... The amount of carnage, it was just one of those things where it's so shocking that none of us broke our arms or, got seriously injured while playing there. But it was super fun.
You gotta go through the green door downstairs. That one.
But yeah, it was like, like I said, my first thing was Chuck E. Cheese, and then it went from that to Sports Star, then the DZ, then the Funscape, and that was really it. But yeah, it's sad when you have like these, places you remember from your childhood, or just things that brought you a lot of fun and joy, and they're just like, they're gone. Not just gone, but like the thing that replaces them is just like, makes you go, really? That's what's going in its place?
Oh yeah, no, the tube time got replaced by a health food store.
Oh, Whole Foods?
Nope.
Oh.
Just like a local health food store.
Right?
It's like, okay. The thing that's, you gotta go that way, yeah. The thing that's surprising to me is,
Ooh,
hello.
Hi, Keiko Demon.
Hi, baby. Ooh, he wants to give you kisses.
Come on.
You're actually a dentist. Well, an optometrist. Never
Yes.
mind. Damn it! I forgot what I was gonna say. Something about something. I cannot remember anymore. It had to do with. Ooh! Oh boy!
I just caught that. Oh god.
It's like catching a subway for real in New York.
Pretty much. It's like the opening of Spider-Man when he's trying to catch the bus.
I mean, that's just the size of rats generally in New York City.
Pretty much. Did you hear about that? Because of COVID, the rats are like, they're what's the term? cannibalizing each other.
Yeah, because they don't have food. Oh, hey!
That's new.
Mmm.
Yeah,
Should've
I
gotten
read
that
that.
tentacle's number.
I think you should have grabbed that.
Hell yeah. Whoop. Whoop.
I don't trust this thing. Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, that's
That's New York rats for you, man.
New York rats.
They can't subsist off of the detritus and shit that people throw away. They're gonna fucking eat each other.
Yep.
I mean, maybe the rats will curve the rat problem in
That's
New
what,
York.
that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe this will actually benefit the fact that they're, like, killing and eating each other. You know, it's just, oh, God. Because I remember,
You know, why can't demons do that? Hmm?
I mean, they kind of do it in this game, but I totally get your point.
Like, what's up with that, man?
You know?
This game would be so much easier.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, we ate all the humans, and we put the rest in cubes for later.
Okay, checkpoint reach. So, I take it I gotta jump in here?
Whee! Ooh, you gotta climb the wall.
Wow. He climbs very angrily. It's like Harrison Ford at the end of Air Force One, just, get out of my world!
You could see him climbing up a rock wall.
Yeah.
Just like,
Meanwhile, Take It to the Limit is playing in the background, just, take it to the limit. It's like, there's just a giant, like this whole thing is just one giant training montage. This is actually, you know what this is? This is the training simulation for the Men in Black.
Ooh, armor.
That's what I'm trying to get! Woo! God.
He's a very hungry boy.
Dude, he is just... Come on, can we give me... Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, no!
Oh, there's the world box right there.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, God, I fell through the fucking map for a second.
That's what happens when you die. When the simulation ends, you fall through the map.
It's like Ready Player One, just, God damn it!
If you folks really want to know what happens when you die, just know you fall through the world box and have to get reloaded.
Dude, I'll say this right now. I know I told you this, but I haven't told people this. So I had a dream once where I woke up. I was in a chair and I was in like this tall skyscraper. And I was overlooking this like futuristic city. Like it was like peaceful and calm and everything like that and clean. And all of a sudden I just hear like these like kind of whispers, if you will, like, oh my God, he's awake. Oh my God, he's awake. And
You
all of
told
a
me
sudden,
this.
I did, but I didn't tell the listeners this.
How dare they? How dare they not pay attention to our personal conversations?
Well, I don't think I've ever brought this up. But and then all of a sudden, like, people are kind of like panicking that, like, I'm awake, and I'm seeing like what's going on, and all of a sudden I hear simulation will restart in 3, 2, 1, and right after 1, I woke up in my bed. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the actual shit? It was fucking freaky, man. Like, nothing like being scared of awake.
I've the worst dream I've ever, well, the worst nightmare I have ever had.
Yeah.
Was I went to what you would equate, what like the best description I can give is I went to hell. I literally went to hell, and it felt like hell. It looked like hell. I could smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it made this look like, I mean, a kid's game. Like, okay, so basically, it's you start out in your own personal hell. Like
right.
this is the way that it worked for me. I was in a waiting room.
Right.
For some reason.
Yes.
Of a like a hospital waiting room or a I don't know how. Oh Jesus. It was like a doctor's office,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I remember like this nurse coming out who I couldn't see their face, and I didn't know like what they like. There was just something off about them. It was weird.
Yeah.
I couldn't. There was just no way for me to discern like what I was experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
And they just start sticking me with needles, like literally taking syringes and just going, and like stabbing
really?
me with like stabbing needles into my body over and over and over again. Not like one needle, like they would stab me with a needle, leave it in, and grab a new one and stab me, and literally cover me with needles.
So basically, extreme acupuncture.
Oh, it was excruciating because I legitimately felt, smelt, and like I was smelling and experiencing everything in this dream. Like I could feel it, I could smell it, and that was one of the more terrifying parts of this dream.
Right.
After that, I finally get away from this evil hell nurse, right?
Yeah.
Who I can't even describe their face because it's just so nondescript.
Like the Silent Hill nurses?
No. It wasn't that you couldn't. It wasn't like their face was bandaged or they're all like creepy monsters.
Right,
it was just
right,
like
right.
trying to see what they looked like. Mm-hmm. You couldn't understand their face.
Oh. Okay.
It was. It's really hard to explain because I couldn't understand their face. It was so weird. Anyway, so I finally get out of the grips of this hell nurse.
Yes.
And I run to the door of this office, and I burst through it, and I just fall into pitch black. I'm just falling and falling and falling and falling and falling, and like it felt like an eternity of falling. Yeah. Right? And I smack into the ground as hard as you possibly could, like in a movie. You know how in movies when like a character falls on a sidewalk or a car or something, you're like, oh, right?
Yeah.
Multiply that by like 1,000. That's what it was like. It was just like the most excruciating combination of like a man getting kicked in the nuts and like a million bodies falling to the ground. It was horrifying, right?
Right.
So when I get my hands underneath me to try to pick myself up,
right,
everything I am touching is excruciating pain. So it is endless pain. Like none of the needles are left on me because when I was falling, they're all like popping out of me and I'm bleeding all over the place.
Right.
And I smack into this ground, and when I pick myself up, I realize that everywhere on the ground that I am touching, is causing me excruciating pain.
So it's kind of like your nerves, if you will, like all exposed. Like your skin, like you know what I'm saying? Like your skin's gone. It's like you're just walking on just pure nerves and feeling everything, and everything just hurts. There
was nothing that I could touch.
Yeah.
That I could lay down on, that I could sit on, that I could walk on, that I could handle. Nothing. Every single thing that I touched was an insurmountable amount of excruciating pain.
Jesus.
Okay? And it was all like this black obsidian, sharp. It was cutting you. So it's cutting you, it's burning, it's like all possible pains. Yeah. Burning, injecting, slicing, hacking, gore, like all of those things, that's the pain, like all pains combined together, that's what you were touching. Constantly, right?
Yeah.
And it was just black obsidian for as far as you could see, and all you hear is people screaming in agony, like just endless agony, right?
Christ.
I know this is a dream, mind you, and I really felt like I was in hell. And I just remember hearing wings flying towards me, and I turn around and I see this great black thing.
Yes.
Like a demon or something horrifying, right?
Right.
And its like shape rose up and it was like eating somebody. Mm-hmm. And it turned around. And this was the worst part of the dream.
Okay.
It looked at me.
Oh shit.
And its eyes, it was the most intense, fiery hell gaze you could possibly imagine. Like, I felt my very soul being, like, viewed. Like, this thing was pouring fire into my soul. Mm-hmm. And it reached its hand out to me like it was going to take me, and I woke up. And I was like, like breathing the heaviest I've ever breathed, because I legitimately thought I was about to be like my soul was going to be ripped from my dream body, and kept in hell. It was so terrifying because it was like it was the look it gave you was a look of absolution.
Really,
it was a look of, you are here now. This is eternity.
Yeah.
It was so fucking terrifying, and it reached out. I woke up. That's the worst dream I've ever had. Yeah.
Well, I hope...
Just like this game.
Speaking of this game, this is going to be the end of this episode of Doom Eternal. We'll be back with another episode of Doom Eternal later on this week, so stay tuned.